This project involves the development of a 3-draw case forming process for manufacturing 7.62 by 51 mm M80 cartridge cases using a specified standard U.S. brass cup as the initial workpiece. The primary objective is to design an efficient and economical forming process suitable for small-scale production units, while maintaining compliance with NATO grain structure and dimensional specifications. The process utilizes C26000 cartridge brass, selected for its excellent cold forming capability and mechanical properties. The forming methodology consists of 3 sequential drawing stages with a single inter-draw annealing operation to restore ductility, refine grain structure, and prevent material failure during subsequent forming stages. The process parameters, die geometry, and forming sequence were developed and validated to ensure uniform material flow, controlled thickness distribution, and structural integrity of the cartridge case. All forming operations were designed to operate under a press capacity of 25 tons while achieving a production rate of 100 parts per minute. The process emphasizes manufacturing efficiency, reduced tooling complexity, and cost-effectiveness, making it suitable for small-scale ammunition production facilities. The project demonstrates that optimized multi-stage drawing combined with controlled annealing can successfully meet NATO grain structure requirements while maintaining high productivity and operational reliability. Before we jump into the details, here's a quick overview of the entire proposed manufacturing process. In total, the case forming process consists of 19 major stages, starting from the primary cupping operation and ending with the final neck and mouth annealing. Throughout these stages, the brass undergoes multiple forming, machining, and inspection operations to progressively transform a flat blank into a fully formed cartridge case. Because the material experiences significant cold work during the drawing and forming operations, annealing is required several times throughout the process to restore ductility and control the hardness gradient along the length of the case. In this process, the workpiece undergoes multiple annealing cycles, including intermediate annealing after cupping and drawing operations, body annealing, stress relief annealing, and finally localized neck and mouth annealing. Each annealing stage is carefully controlled so that the head of the case retains high hardness, while the body and neck regions achieve the ductility required for further forming and final assembly. So that's the proposed process in brief. 19 stages, several controlled annealing steps, and progressive forming operations that shape the case step by step. Now that we have the overview, let's get to Stage 1. Stage 1. Primary cupping operation. The first stage in the cartridge case manufacturing process is the primary cupping operation. In this stage, a flat circular blank is plastically deformed into a shallow cup using a punch and die set. A circular blank with a radius of 13.9 millimeters and a thickness of 5 millimeters was used as the initial workpiece. The blank was positioned between the punch and die, and the punch movement forced the material into the die cavity, producing a shallow cup geometry. During this drawing process, the material undergoes plastic deformation while maintaining uniform material distribution, which is characteristic of deep drawing operations where material flow occurs from the base region toward the cup wall. To facilitate smooth material flow and reduce friction between the tooling surfaces and the workpiece, the blank was properly lubricated prior to forming. Adequate lubrication plays an important role in minimizing tool wear, preventing tearing, and ensuring uniform deformation during the cupping process. The press required approximately 5.36 tons of forming load to complete the cupping operation. The punch was operated at a speed of 10 millimeters per second, resulting in a cycle time of approximately 2 seconds for this stage of the process. The output of this stage is a shallow cup, which serves as the intermediate workpiece for the subsequent forming and drawing stages in the cartridge case manufacturing process. As shown in the FEA video, look closely. This is the assembly used in the Stage 1. First cupping operation. Stage 2. Wash, anneal, rinse/lubricate operation. Following the primary cupping operation, the formed cup undergoes a cleaning, annealing, and lubrication preparation stage. This stage is essential to restore the material's ductility after cold deformation and to prepare the workpiece for the subsequent drawing operations. Washing and surface preparation. After the cupping operation, the cup is first washed to remove residual forming lubricants, debris, and surface contaminants generated during the drawing process. Proper cleaning ensures that subsequent heat treatment and lubrication steps occur under controlled conditions and prevents contamination that could affect surface quality or material properties. Annealing process. The cup is then subjected to annealing, a heat treatment process used to relieve work hardening induced during the cupping operation. Cold forming processes increase the dislocation density within the brass microstructure, which raises hardness and reduces ductility. Annealing restores ductility by promoting recovery and recrystallization of the deformed grains. For this process, it is important to achieve the appropriate hardness level required for the next forming stages. The annealing temperature and exposure time are typically determined experimentally. This is done by heating sample cups at different temperatures and holding times, followed by measuring hardness variations over time. The relationship between hardness and annealing time can then be plotted to determine the optimal heat treatment conditions. Special attention must be given to the base of the cup, which should ideally retain higher hardness. Maintaining higher hardness in this region is important because the base ultimately contributes to the head strength of the finished cartridge case. During annealing, the thicker base section also tends to act as a heat sink, reducing the extent of thermal softening in that region compared with the thinner walls. Hardness measurement. Prior to annealing, Vickers hardness measurements should be performed at multiple locations along the cup, starting from the base and moving toward the wall region. This provides a baseline hardness distribution resulting from the previous forming operation. After annealing, hardness measurements can again be performed to evaluate the effectiveness of the heat treatment and ensure that the desired hardness gradient has been achieved, as shown in the graph. Microstructural considerations. During annealing, regions that have experienced greater plastic deformation during the previous forming stage contain higher stored strain energy. These regions tend to recrystallize earlier than less deformed regions, as the stored deformation energy acts as a driving force for recrystallization. Controlling this process is important to prevent excessive grain growth, which can occur if the material is over-annealed. To maintain good formability in the subsequent drawing stages, the material should retain a fine and uniform grain structure. Therefore, the annealing parameters must be carefully controlled to avoid over-annealing, which may lead to coarse grains and reduced mechanical performance. Relubrication. After annealing and rinsing, the cups are lubricated again before the next forming operation. A non-chlorinated, water-emulsifiable heavy-duty drawing lubricant formulated for brass and copper alloys is recommended. Such lubricants provide high lubricity during forming, resistance to breakdown under high forming pressure, easy removal during subsequent washing or pickling operations. Typical lubricant concentrations used in the emulsion are 3 to 5% concentration for light to moderate drawing operations, 8 to 10% concentration for heavy drawing operations. The lubricant can be applied by dipping the cups into the emulsion, followed by allowing excess fluid to drain before the next processing stage. Stage 3. Second cupping operations. The secondary cupping operation is performed after the washing, annealing, and lubrication stage to further form the cup prior to the main deep drawing operations. This stage primarily increases the cup length while reducing its diameter and wall thickness, allowing the workpiece to progressively approach the geometry required for subsequent forming stages. During this operation, the previously formed cup is placed in a punch die setup similar to the primary cupping stage. The punch forces the cup deeper into the die cavity, causing additional plastic deformation and elongation of the cup wall. After the secondary cupping process, the cup diameter is reduced to approximately 17.800 millimeters, while the cup length increases to approximately 22.789 millimeters. The dimensions of the cup before this operation were approximately 20.800 millimeters in diameter and 289 millimeters in length. This dimensional transformation results from controlled material flow along the cup wall during the drawing process. Achieving these intermediate dimensions is important because they align with standard dimensional requirements for cartridge cup lengths used in U.S. manufacturing specifications prior to the full deep drawing stages of cartridge case production. Hardness measurement and inspection. After performing the secondary cupping operation, hardness measurements were conducted to evaluate the material condition after annealing. Hardness values were obtained from surface nodes along the cup wall, and the results are presented in Inspection Table 2. The hardness measurements were taken at a distance of 6.35 millimeters from the base along the length of the cup. This location was selected because it represents a region that experiences significant plastic deformation during drawing operations. Measuring hardness at this location helps determine the material's readiness for further deformation and assists in calculating the appropriate annealing temperature and holding time for subsequent heat treatment cycles. Take a look at the finite element simulation. This is the assembly used in the Stage 3 second cupping operation. Stage 4. Wash anneal. After completion of the secondary cupping operation, the cup undergoes another cycle of washing, annealing, and hardness inspection to restore the material properties required for the next forming stage. Washing. The form cup is first washed to remove residual lubricants, contaminants, and forming debris produced during the secondary cupping operation. Proper cleaning is necessary to ensure uniform heat transfer during annealing and to prevent surface contamination that may affect the material properties or surface quality. Annealing. Following the washing stage, the cup is subjected to annealing, similar to the procedure described in Stage 2. This heat treatment is required to relieve the strain hardening introduced during the secondary cupping operation. Cold working during forming increases the hardness of the material and reduces ductility. Therefore, annealing is necessary to restore sufficient ductility for subsequent forming operations. The annealing parameters, including temperature and holding time, are selected based on previously established experimental relationships between hardness, temperature, and time. The objective is to achieve the appropriate hardness level while maintaining a fine-grained structure suitable for further plastic deformation. As in the earlier annealing stage, special attention is given to controlling the extent of recrystallization so that over-annealing and excessive grain growth are avoided. Hardness inspection. After annealing, hardness measurements are performed to verify the effectiveness of the heat treatment and to ensure that the material condition is appropriate for the next operation. Hardness inspection helps confirm that the cup has regained sufficient ductility while maintaining adequate strength in the base region, as shown in the graph. Preparation for trimming. The primary purpose of this stage is to prepare the cup for the subsequent trimming operation. By restoring the appropriate material properties through annealing and verifying hardness through inspection, the cup is conditioned for accurate and controlled material removal during trimming. The output of this stage is an annealed and cleaned intermediate cup that is ready for the trimming process in the next stage of cartridge case manufacturing. Stage 5. Rinse/lubricate trimming and chamfering operation. After the washing and annealing stage, the cup undergoes rinsing, lubrication, trimming, and chamfering to prepare it for the subsequent deep drawing operations involved in cartridge case forming. Rinsing and lubrication. Prior to machining operations, the cup is rinsed to remove any remaining contaminants or residues from the previous heat treatment and cleaning stages. After rinsing, a suitable drawing lubricant is applied to the cup's surface to facilitate smooth material flow in the subsequent forming operations and to minimize friction between the tooling and the workpiece. Trimming operation. The annealed cup obtained from stage 4 is then subjected to a trimming process. During trimming, excess material at the mouth of the cup is removed in order to obtain the standard cup height of approximately 12 millimeters, which conforms to the dimensional requirements for the standard cartridge cup used in further case forming operations. This trimming step ensures that the cup possesses uniform height and proper edge geometry, which are essential for maintaining dimensional consistency during the subsequent deep drawing stages. Chamfering operation. Following trimming, a chamfer is introduced on the inner diameter, ID, of the cup mouth, as shown in stage 5 figure. The chamfered edge plays an important role during the next deep drawing stages. By removing the sharp edge at the cup mouth, the chamfer helps to improve material flow during drawing, reduce the likelihood of material overlapping, prevent the formation of folds or edge defects. The chamfer also assists in smooth entry of the punch during deep drawing, thereby improving the stability of the forming process. Result of the operation. After completion of the trimming and chamfering operations, the workpiece becomes a standardized cup blank, conforming to the required dimensional specifications. This prepared cup serves as the initial workpiece for the subsequent deep drawing stages involved in the actual cartridge case forming process. And that brings us to the end of stage 5, where the brass cup has been trimmed and chamfered, completing the preparation of the standard U.S. brass cup used in cartridge case manufacturing. At this point, the cup is fully prepared and ready for the actual case forming process, where we'll undergo the 3 progressive drawing operations that transform it into the final cartridge case geometry. If you'd like to see what happens next, I've already uploaded the full video showing the entire 762 by 51 case forming process, where this same standard cup goes through the 3 draw stages and subsequent operations. You can check it out through the link in the comment section. And if you want to continue directly from here, you can also watch the next part of this series, where I demonstrate the actual 3-draw process in detail. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.